Welcome. This is your moon phase forecast and the astrological weather around it for the week of March 19th to 25th, 2018. There are three things I want to tell you about this coming week. The first is that we are in the first quarter phase of the moon cycle, and that phase is going to be in the sign of Cancer. That's home sweet home. And the second thing is that also this week we are going to have the equinox. And the equinox is the day that the sun moves into the sign of Aries. Also this week we have Mercury, the messenger planet, going retrograde on the 22nd. So we are in the phase of the moon that always starts with a new moon, of course, and that new moon was last week on the 17th in the sign of compassionate and empathic Pisces. And at that time, we were shown, probably through some feeling of vulnerability or a place where you were challenged to be very loving in a relationship and yet to let go of the past in order to do that. So that began this cycle, and now we will have the crisis point this Saturday in Cancer, in which you will be tested to see if in fact what you were shown on the new moon that you have let go, or you have a little more to do with that, a little more work. So as we go through this process, I want you to remember that the moon goes through all 12 zodiac signs every month. And this week, she is going to go through 3 of them. We open the week, we have just a little bit of leftover fire from Aries from the weekend. But Monday, the moon will be moving into Earth sign of Taurus, and will be there Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we're going to have Thursday and Friday in the air sign of Gemini, and Saturday and Sunday in the water sign of Cancer. So if in your natal chart, in your moon or your sun are in those elements, then pay attention, because as I go through the days of the week, you can see which ones are compatible with the element of your sun and moon sign. So Monday, we have a lot of messages. I think they're going to be really beautiful because we have Mercury traveling side by side with Venus still. And on that day, they meet up exactly. So this is write a love song, write a poem, sweet, sweet words, and really your head and your heart in perfect frequency, harmony. Then Tuesday is the equinox, which if you lived on the equator, you would have exactly 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of night. And this is the time when the sun moves into the sign of Aries, and it marks the beginning of spring. So this is new life. And in Aries, it starts always with a bit of a bang, because Aries has been waiting to charge out of the starting gate. Then Wednesday, we have the Earth going into Earth sign of Taurus, and we're going into some depth with that because there's a lot going on that day. You're going to feel perhaps muchiness, but it is designed, all of this is designed, taking you to the first quarter crisis Saturday to show you where you have let go and where you still need to do a little work. So Thursday, we get some air, deep breaths in Gemini for Thursday. That is the day that Mercury will go retrograde. So we have been having this wonderful opportunity with Messenger Mercury traveling with the goddess of love, for healed relationships to become a source of joy and freedom in our lives. That is really the beautiful goal, and that then becomes an offering to the world, to everyone. So Friday, we're going to have Gemini moon also, and Venus is going to have a little bit of she's going to take her love inside us with our hearts, deeper than ordinarily she would. So you're going to be feeling your love very intensely for someone. Then on the waters, Cancer first quarter moon on Saturday, I think it's like some mindfulness mooning, because in Cancer there is the call to home and hearth and serenity. And so it will be all about, are you nurturing yourself in the way that is really healing and helpful? Because it calls up the mother in us. I was thinking of Drew Barrymore. She has her moon in Cancer. And archetypally, I always watch the movies for sometimes the archetype manifests in the outer world. And I thought about her line in E.T. back in the 80s, when she was the one who said, E.T. phone home. She was the first to understand him. So I think the phone home is a message for us this week on so many levels, because I think there are times when all of us feel like we're an ET, an alien in this world, that we don't quite fit, that we don't feel congruent with the chaos that the ego is out there stirring up all the time. And indeed we don't, because really our home is in our spirit, in our true self, in our soul. So this week we're invited to remember that about ourselves. Now, last week also, just to bring us up to date with this astrological weather, we now have on Monday of this week the first full days that Mars, the warrior planet, has moved into the earth sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn, you know, Saturn's already there, the guy that has the 28 to 30 year cycles of our life. So we're really strongly moving into some real organization, some careful discipline about our goals, what we want to achieve in life. And we're going to get a lot of help for that. Also, Capricorn is going to give us some protection from treating ourselves unfairly, because Capricorn is all about integrity and fairness. So we'll see that in the outer world, but especially we want to see that in the way we treat ourselves. Now, next week, we're going to have on the 31st, we have coming up that blue moon that will be in Libra. It will probably be a very beautiful moon. And next week is also going to be a lot about loving relationships, and Venus is going to kind of catch fire with the god of lightning. So I think we're going to have a whole lot of electricity and effervescence about the way we are in relationships and how strongly we love. So I hope this will be a week for you to phone home, to really stop and do what Cancer actually knows needs to be done, which is to pull in, not defensively in your shell, but to give yourself time away from the chaos and the noise so that you can really center yourself and feel into what you truly need. So my blessings for that, and wishing you a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.